Boy, oh boy, I tell you, it's just crazy when you use this Waze. I'm going back a whole different way. I mean, it's hard to believe that Waze wouldn't just backtrack me to the exact same way that I came. I mean, I don't remember going over this big waterway. So, and actually, I've kind of finagled my way to stay in the back roads. The thing was trying to force me back to 95. Look at this here. I mean, this is pretty cool because the waterway right here. See this here? I've never seen this before. Yikes. And anyways, it's just interesting when you use Waze and how different your routes can be from going there to going back. Getting electric driving in 19.2 miles a gallon. Yeah, so look at this here. Look at this nice waterway. I bet you that's got some nice jet skis and small boats out here. This is Cockyville, Maryland. Cockyville. I mean, can you imagine? Why would you name a town Cockeysville? I mean, come on. I mean, it cracks me up when I travel around the different names that you see of towns. And hey, let's name this place Cockeysville. Cockyville. Hey, where do you live? Cockeysville. Well, that sounds awful cocky. Oh, heading back home on the back roads. Like I say, I don't remember coming this way. Yeah, whatever. You know, it's like this road here. What road? I mean, it just seems like, yeah, who knows? Just too many dang roads. I just drive around and drive around and drive around, and there it is there. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'd definitely own a jet ski in this area, small boat. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure, I've never gone this way. So I finagled my way to get back to 695 this way. I have no idea. It's just incredible. But my goal has been to stay off that 95. And I'm going to hit 695. And interesting how far east or west I am when I hit that. Oh, we're rocking and rolling. You know, it's interesting. This vehicle here, Ford turns off the adaptive, or I should say the hands-free, after you're over 80 miles an hour. So anybody driving these trucks, once you get up over 80 miles an hour, it turns off. They don't want you having hands-free capability. So they shut it down. I'll tell you what, Ford Lightning guys went by. I mean, exact same truck I have, but 100 miles an hour. This is a road where it's 100 mile an hour driving. It's 90, 100 mile an hour driving. It's just incredible. But that's where it is in a lot of places anymore. And you know, they're not going to raise the speed limits because, you know, people just even go that much. People's attitudes are 10 miles an hour over. I mean, and the police don't pull people typically at 10 miles an hour going down the road unless you're in like a neighborhood, 25 and a 35. But out on the open highway, you know, anybody that's in a 70 mile an hour zone, they're going to chase the guy who goes by at 90, 95 miles an hour. The 80 mile an hour guys, that's just everybody. That's just the common guy driving down the road. It just gets freaky, I tell you, man. It just gets so driving this truck. This hands-free, man. I'm just telling you, it's freaky. It's, you know, all about, I know. I'm with you. So anyways, what a day. What a day. A lot of videoing, and, you know, a lot of these YouTuber guys make money off their credits. Like today I should have gone to that Harley dealer and gone, you need to buy a Street Glide motorcycle for all these reasons. And then they give me a Street Glide motorcycle, and I share with you all the pluses versus the minuses. If you're comparing the Street Glide against the Indian Chieftain, I mean, that would be the direct competition to that vehicle. Or I go to the limited, Harley-Davidson Limited, that's the Tour Pack setup, and I compare that, the pluses and minuses, to the Roadmaster Indian, and or I go to the Chief Bobber, to the Street Bob, you know, so I say, hey, look at the Street Bob, here's your plus minuses. You know, I own all these things, so I can honestly tell you the real deal of what the good and the bad is in each motorcycle. And it intrigues me when I go to these Harley dealers. I started talking about the Indian motorcycle, and they just don't want to hear it. They do not really want to hear the conversation, because I think in the end, the Indian overall is the better bike. But at the same time, the Harley Davidson product has such the following and such the dealer infrastructure and the paraphernalia. That just, it just has more of that energy. Where the Harley Davidson environment is a funner environment over the Indian, because Indian just doesn't have the infrastructure of the dealerships, and they just don't have the same powerful. They haven't been around long enough being in business, and for the Harley, you just have it's just a nicer atmosphere. It wasn't like that so many years ago, for the record. And so, as far as the Indian versus the Harley, anybody asks me what would I buy, I would buy the Indian. But at the same time, I would not say that, oh wow, you buy the Harley and it's not a great product. It is a great product. And if you want that dealer support, dealer environment, you should buy a Harley. But as far as the Indian product being more nimble, more balanced, bigger, foot room and body room on the controls. There's so many pluses on the Indian, and just a really, really nice product. But at the same time, I own the Harleys, and the kid kind of drove me back to the Harleys. That's the reality. I got rid of all my Harleys because I just really love the Indian product. But I'm fortunate to have the income and lifestyle to be able to have both. But if anybody ever really said to me, which would be the better bike to buy, I would say, well, what are you trying to get out of it? Do you want to have that dealer experience, that dealer network? Do you want to have the Harley image? Then if you're like, yeah, I'd be like, well, then I'd probably go with the Harley product. Or I'd say, do you just really want a really refined, nice, balanced, confident, enjoyable motorcycle that's just really a comfortable motorcycle? Then I would say the Indian product. And keep in mind, you're kind of talking different models, but if you wanted to compare the Street Bob Harley Davidson to the Chief Bobber, then I would have to say that's 50-50, because that Street Bob is such a fun motorcycle. So I really couldn't honestly say that the Indian Chief Bobber is the better of the two. I wouldn't say that. I would say the Harley Davidson is probably as much as good or more fun. But then when you go to the touring bikes over the cruiser bikes, with the Street Glide versus the Chieftain, or the Limited versus the Roadmaster, I would say that the Chieftain and the Roadmaster win, because the foot controls and the seating and the wheelbase is longer, so you have more room. You're not as cramped. And the Harleys have a choppier type of ride, more so than the Indians do. Yeah, it's incredible on how the Harley Davidson has a much more rigid, choppier ride than does the Indian. So, but here's the whole point. I'm just saying to you, I could go and I could really even promote my YouTube channel even that much more if I really wanted to take the time and just really critique the different motorcycles. Hey, wait a second. I have my own Harleys like that, don't I? Yeah, I can just do that on my own channel, right? Yeah, I know. And I need to get the headset set up where I can ride down the road talking through my headset and telling you all the good things and bad things to the motorcycles. Yeah, I need to do that too. It's always projects. Always. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't gotten motivated to get all that. I have the GoPro set up. And yeah, if I want to, I should. I really should get more fixated on doing that. And just to have more talk time. You really want to hear my voice that much more, right? I doubt it. Sure, like, yeah, we've had enough. Had enough of you. We just enjoy watching your daughter go by on the Street Bob, or going by on the Chief, the Super Chief. Yeah, that Super Chief's a super nice bike. It really is. And I mean, I like that more than the Chief Bomber, the way it's set up. But the paint scheme on it, yeah, I mean, you know, it's not reality. I can ride that bike and be very happy, which I am. I'm going to ride it, no doubt. All right, we're getting back closer into being back home, and yeah, the fuel mileage sucks. You know, the fuel mileage is, you know, one guy reached out to me and he says, do you see the power boost on the controls? And I was on my menu, and I just I didn't see it per se. Look at that, 18.7. So I'm not really seeing that, but I guarantee you, I took it over here. Maybe here following me along. I was trying to find different fields, and I'm just not seeing it. But I'm sure it has to be there. So sorry for the YouTube subscriber asked, it's like, does that show up the turbo boost on your car? I'm sure there's a screen in here when I'm stopped. I'll have to do a little more in depth. Man, I tell you, people, man, you know, people, I'm a slowpoke. You know, people just go by, just rock and roll. Yeah, I may say a few more things, but a long video, really. So this guy literally just pulled in front of me. What are you doing? I hate these type of drivers. This guy just came up on me at 100 miles an hour, and then he literally went around me, pulls in front of me, and then he puts his brakes on. I mean, these are the people that anybody's driving. I mean, I'm sorry. That guy there, he's just aggravating. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm not lying to you. He came up on me at 100 miles an hour. He goes around me, and then he just gets in front of me and put on his brakes. Beamer drivers, what's going on with you guys? Why does a Beamer guy get called out? What's that all about? Hey, Beamer guys, let me know, would you? Why did the Beamer guy, here he goes, this one in front of me. Okay, all right, go, dude, go, 100 miles an hour, there he goes. He's going. Now he's confused. Yeah. It's the challenge of my life. I've been living out the wheel of a car since 1985. And he doesn't even know. It's just dealing with others that just, oh my gosh. Just, yeah. I'll have the policeman up here on the corner. Tame it down a little bit. All right. Anyways, I think that's going to call it a day. And everybody's watching my YouTube channel. The Saturday morning conversations don't really happen on Saturday morning if I start getting going and I get out in the field, because I can't upload these videos till later in the day. So it just turns into the evening. The evening, never call it the Saturday evening conversations. How about that? Yeah. You know, something to sit around and watch. And hopefully everybody gets some information and other things. And I share a lot of information. And, you know, I'm very transparent. Or am I? So they're saying police are up here. I don't know. So let's taper down again. So yeah, so I hope my information helps you look at things and figure things out instead of having to go to the cheap GPT. And that there is a whole other ball game, right? What does that stand for? Does anybody remember? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody subscribe to me? Tell me GPT stands for? Pre-trained transformer? Generational or generated pre-trained transformer? Is that what it is? All right, everybody. Stay tuned for more adventures. And thanks for watching Ice Age TV today. And what's next? Tomorrow is Sunday. Do we do a car show theme? It's supposed to be actually a decent day tomorrow compared to today. So stay tuned for more adventures. Thanks for watching. And God bless. Stay tuned. One thing's for sure, the hands-free driving really does make a huge difference in your wearing you out, as far as you get so much more relaxation of taking your hands off the wheel and your feet off the, you know, the gas and the brake. I mean, it really is a nice feature. And this thing just hauls butt. I put this thing in sport mode just because I wanted to see how it runs. This thing just rocks. I mean, it's so much fun. Yeah, unbelievable. A week later, I got the truck, and here we are. A week ago, I found it, and here I am a week later, driving the heck out of it. Boy, oh boy, this thing in sport mode, I mean, this thing really gets up. I really haven't driven this thing much in sport mode, but I just am kind of now in the lower speeds and kind of coming off the line, and oh my gosh, this thing is just so, I mean, goodness, it's so much fun. And yeah, it's faster than the Raptor. I mean, to me, that's what I've been told. Feels faster. Yikes, right? I don't miss the Raptor. I should though, right? I mean, come on. I should honestly be miss that Raptor. But I'm not. I mean, this thing's just awesome. The Ford 2023 F-150 Power Boost package. That's the deal. That's the real deal. That's what I'd be buying. Wow, for me, how life passes so quickly. Here is a cemetery up here on the left here. And I just thought of Joanne Athey, who sadly just passed here recently. Very lovely lady, well known here in the community here where I live. And her husband, they're way up there in the back corner in the black stone. And her husband, Jay, he's the one that made it possible for me to have that farmhouse. You just have no idea, even for me right now, just saying that and knowing who those people were and how nice they were to me to help me buy that house. I couldn't even afford that house, and what they did for me is just beyond believable. If you watch my videos, I've got stories kind of how I found that house, but sadly Joanne Athey just passed. I think it was January, like late January. So my condolences to all the family. But what's really even sadder is her sons passed before her. So she had two sons, and one was about my age and another one a little older, and they both passed. And so very unfortunate, but they still have a daughter, surviving daughter, and a son, surviving son. So none of them are watching my channel, but I just thought of them when I was going by that cemetery, and they own all this property here. So they've got a house that sits way back there, and Jim Athey was a home builder and developed the neighborhood that's around me. That was a 200-acre farm that he actually bought back in the late 80s at a tax estate or tax auction, where the person couldn't pay the taxes, and he got that 200 acres, and then he turned it into a development. And he was very, very nice to me to help me take that home and give me some time to get him the money eventually from getting a bank note on it. There's a lot more to it than that. Long video today, but anyways, just thinking of the family and just a beautiful woman. And they had 4 kids, and then the amount of grandchildren they have, but they are very well known in this area that I live. So anyways, just a thought, that's all. Just popped in my head as I was going by the cemetery. Wow, amazing. The wife's driving the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and there goes the kid to the gym. I just pulled in. How about that, huh? Yay. Yeah, the reality is that Ford Ranger over there needs to be serviced. My wife's driving the heck out of that thing. She loves that little truck. All right, hey, there's all the geese. Did they fly over my house? We gotta find this, I gotta find this control for this one person, but I'll turn it off for a second here. Oh, well, I'm just not seeing the power boost. I'm surprised. It doesn't show the turbo or the boost on the engine. I'm just not finding it. Engine information. Yeah, driver assistance. I mean, it just isn't. You go here to the engine information, it just does like nothing for you. So I don't know. Wish I could find. Well, here, let's do this here. See here. No, it is nothing. No. And I can't find it over here either. So anybody's watching the channel, I don't think it shows it. Kind of amazing, really. In all reality. What the hell was that? Yeah, so nope. Yep, and there it is. Yep, 18.7 miles per gallon. Wow. I don't think this truck's a 23 miles per gallon vehicle, man. I'm just telling you. I don't know. Hope I'm wrong, but we'll find out as time progresses. And I put 93 octane in today, so that's not doing it. That doesn't change anything. All right, I'm done. Goodbye.